Shure MV6 microphone. Now it says USB for gaming and streaming, things like that. I was actually looking for a new microphone because, I mean, I have a microphone now. Let me disconnect my camera here and I'll show you. I got that for Christmas a couple years ago, just kind of when I started getting a little more and more into trying to do stuff regularly here on YouTube, and you know, a microphone on my headset just wasn't cutting it. It's about $120 setup from Amazon. It came with came with headphones and everything, and the mic and the filter and the stand, the whole 9 yards. It's done me well. I have noticed though, as I do some more of these videos and I'm starting to mix the GoPro footage in with voiceover, the GoPro microphone has a much cleaner sound to it than this one does, unfortunately. So I went looking for a new microphone. Being a bit of a, an AV nerd in high school, I recognize the name Shure. They're kind of like, probably one of the tops out there for microphones. I found the MV7, which I was going to pick up. They made two versions of that. They made the XLR version, or they made straight USB. Because I'm not running stuff through an analog board first. I'm going right to the computer. I wanted USB. Well, unfortunately, I procrastinated a little bit, and the MV7 has been discontinued from what I can see. At least in the USB model, Amazon has still got lots of the XLRs available, but I don't have a mixing console, so that's not going to work for me. So that's when I did see the MV6. Now, it's interesting as it says it's for gaming and streaming, where the MV7 specifically said for podcasting and video production. Well, it's interesting enough, I got onto Shure's YouTube channel, and I'll put a clip of that video up here, and they actually compare the MV6 with their new MV7 Plus, and they're pretty much the same microphone. As far as the hardware goes, the 7 Plus has got USB and XLR built in it, where this is USB only. And then there's some software options with the 7 Plus where you can adjust reverb and some of the background stuff that you do for singing and podcasting if you're doing, digital straight to a computer and not using an XLR connection to go through a soundboard first. Well, I can do reverb and some sound changes here in Vegas, the video editor I use, so I didn't see the need to go with the 7 Plus, and the 7 Plus is almost double the price of the 6. So yeah, like I said, though, the video from Shure themselves, they both say the two mics have exactly the same hardware internally. They've just added some software and some little extra computing processing on the back end before the digital signal comes out. So I'm going to plug this guy in. Maybe we'll do some testing between what I've got now, my $100 setup versus the Shure, and we'll do some OBS recording, just something without any processing, and I'll see how it sounds. Stick around. So inside the box, I've got a nice little quick start guide. Put it together, download their software. I'll take a look at that. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up using it or not. Connect and go. And as you can see inside, get a little mic stand base. Like I say, I'll take this mic apart, and it should screw right onto that connector there, so it shouldn't be an issue. Looks like about 6 feet of USB-C to USB-C, which means I'm going to have to dig in and try and find my USB-C to USB-A adapter, as my video editing computer doesn't have any USB-C plugs on it. That would probably be more if you're using a laptop, things like that. And then the microphone itself. And I will tell you something, maybe I'll take this upstairs and use the kitchen scale to see what it weighs. That's a heavy microphone. There's a lot of weight behind it. It's pretty beefy. And then the mic sock comes right off. I would imagine you can order replacements of these you need to. And you can see the microphone down inside there behind the cage. And that's aluminum too. That's not plastic. That's a nice aluminum cage around here. And it looks like it's got a mute button on top. Now I don't feel any push behind it, and it doesn't slide. It must be like just a quick little capacitive touch, which would be nice for muting on and off. Okay, welcome to take two. FYI, OBS is not the way to do something like this. I tied this into OBS. I tied the camera into OBS using the webcam software from GoPro. And the tracks were out by like 11 frames. I was able to get them in. But OBS doesn't do a very good audio recording, at least not for what I was doing. It probably works better if you're streaming. But yeah, So, little blurb here. Like I said, we were in T2 Gorge in the it's in the on the island of Dominica in the West Indies, and the gorge was featured in a couple of the of the Caribbean movies, and most notably, it's a scene where Captain Jack Sparrow tumbles down into the gorge in a vine cage. Now, that's Google is wrong, because yeah, I watched the clip and Johnny Depp's not even in that scene. He's up with a skewer across his back. He's being on a rotisserie over an open fire because the cannibals were going to cook him. But yeah, so that is the original mic, and I don't know. We'll find out here in a second once I swap over the other mic, and I'll re-record this, and we'll mold them all together in Vegas and see what happens. So we get the Shure installed here, and now I did download the mixing software, and I'm not using it. It really didn't have a whole lot. It had some like a high gain shut off on it, basically, where it shuts down if the volume gets too loud. And yeah, unfortunately, man, oh man, oh man, if you're watching this and you've managed to suffer through almost 8 minutes of me going on about this, yeah, don't download the mixing software. The right off the hop, Sure wanted just about everything, including my blood type, just to download the software. So that's a real big no, especially with the way the world goes today with the data breaches and stuff. The less information you've got out there, the better. And like I say, for the MV6, I didn't see anything it really had any, difference that Vegas couldn't do. Watching the sound meter here in Vegas, looks like I'm a lot farther back from the mic than I was on the other one. So it does look like it's got a much better range. I will know in the Shure software, it did say to stay like 7 to 15 inches away from the microphone. So, that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good gap. That could have something to do with the fact, like say, they do say it's a gaming microphone. Maybe it is tuned a little differently than the MV4 to get a better pickup farther back. But I'll read that quick little blurb again here, just off my phone here. So, T2 Gorge in Dominica, West Indies was featured in the Pirates of the Caribbean film as a setting for a scene where Captain Jack Sparrow tumbles down the gorge in a vine cage. Like I said, he's not in a vine cage. It's his buddies. It's not even a cage made of vine. And actually, it's ironic, when we were on that tour, the tour guide said it was the scene where they go looking for the Fountain of Youth. And I went looking for that today, so I could kind of use that in my other video I'm working on. And it's not the Fountain of Youth. Fountain of Youth scene, ironically, was filmed on Kauai, the island in Hawaii, at the Blue Hole or the Blue Cavern or Cave. I can't remember exactly what they called it. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. Look at that, huh? Not even filmed in the Caribbean. That one was in Hawaii, and the rest of it was done on a soundstage in London. So yeah, I'm gonna put all this video together. I'll put the headphones on, see what it sounds like. I will tell you, when I was doing it in OBS, and that's kind of why I jumped this way. My $120 microphone kit, and I mean that came with headphones and everything. It sounded better than the $200 Shure did. Just saying. I don't know. Oh, actually, quick little thing. The microphone button on top. And of course, I bounced my elbow on the table doing that. So yeah, microphone, just quick tap, works great. The headphone jack on the back, I did try that. It's got a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack, so you can hear the live feed of the mic going out. Real hissy, a lot of background noise. Maybe it's the headphones I've got. I don't know. I plugged it in and you heard everything. It was not very clean at all. So I'm definitely not going to use that. I'm going to stick with my computer. So give me a second to put this stuff together, and we'll have a judgment at the end, see what we think. So Shure MV6, right around 200 bucks Canadian here on Amazon. Does it sound better than like a whole $100-ish kit with headphones, a stand, and the mic and everything? I don't know. The jury's really out on this one. I'm not sure. If you've sat through the video long enough, you heard the two different recordings. Same setup, both using Vegas, just recording audio directly into Vegas and throwing the GoPro video in over top. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking this. This almost sounds better. It doesn't seem to pick up near as much background noise. You notice in the video a couple times I bounced my elbow on the table, and it's probably the stand is just like you say, the whole kit was $100-ish. It's a pretty low budget stand with some springs in it. Maybe if you put it on the proper Shure stand, you wouldn't get that. It does come with that heavy duty base to sit it on. You could use that. I don't know. I'm gonna play with a little more, and I'm not sold if that's not gonna go back in the box and go back to Amazon. It's a tough one. I don't know. You judge for yourself. As usual, these reviews are all non-sponsored. I bought this with my own money. So like I say, if I'm not happy with it, it's going to go back and I'm going to get a refund. And I'll go back to using the one my dad bought me for Christmas a couple years ago. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. And until next time, thanks for watching.